My name is Ro. I'm from the UK and I work in the corporate world and in the fitness world, so hybrid. Marketing and operations, and then I train at Circuit Factory as well. So I started with gymnastics at 5 years old. I competed until I was 12 years old and then transitioned into the world of dance for a while, which was very different, but when I went to university I then joined the cheer society and we competed at regional and national level collegiate co-ed cheer squad. I was a flyer, the person that they throw up in the air. That was me. The most challenging 2.5-minute workout that I'd been through at that point in my life ever. It's everything combined, so it's like gymnastics, jumps and stunts and dance as well. So like everything I'd done in my life up until that point, it like all came together. I've had some serious injuries from cheerleading. I fully dislocated my left elbow. I twisted my knee. Didn't break it, luckily, but I had some near misses as well. At one point, we were doing a really dangerous new stunt. We were introducing it, so it was the first time we'd done it. And the team has to move underneath, so they have to grab you and make sure that when you're in the air, they follow wherever you go. So if I'm slightly to one side, if the person on the left throws me too far one way, then they have to compensate and they have to move underneath. And one side, one base threw me too hard and everyone moved a little bit further than normal and one guy caught me by the foot upside down. So I was about this close to the floor. So I literally was heading straight forward to the floor and he caught me by one. So I've only been doing CrossFit for not that long. So I had the fitness from before, but I didn't have necessarily the skills. I mean, some gymnastic stuff, but none of the technical things. So I remember it being quite daunting when I first came to Aliyah. Not for the place itself, but just for the sport itself. So what does Aliyah mean to me? I think it's a place for growth and progression. I think it really does so much for people, not just physically and like developing skills and things like that, but also mentally. It's definitely an outlet and a safe place and a really great community. Lots of good people here. I always did sort of some training in a gym. I've never known a life without sport in it, and especially competitions. But I used to train. I went through phases of like strength training or like bodybuilding sort of stuff, and then more functional fitness. And then when I came to Dubai, I think I was first in like F45 gyms and stuff like that. Moved around, tried a few different places out. Got really into Circuit Factory, which was my functional fitness era. And honestly, it was like the best thing for me at the time, like not just physically, but like mentally especially. Like it really, really was the best thing for me. Top 3 favorite foods. I love dim sum, Chinese dim sum. I love sushi and sour sweets, if you can count that as a food. I don't know who my favorite coach is. I've seen you asking people this question. I like them all equally. It's got to be Kaz. Yeah. I would just like to think that when I'm gone, that I've at least influenced a decent number of people's lives in some way, in a positive way. I think if I can help some people, then I'd be satisfied. There's definitely a few on the highlight reel. One of them would be the first time I ever did Murph. And I was very happy with my score, but it was horrendous. We did it in the heat. Another one I'm gonna say, we did a throwdown with the worm, and I think a lot of people didn't expect my team to do that well because I'm a small person. But we came third on that event, actually smashed it, and yeah, like I remember the boys collapsed on the floor afterwards and I just walked past them. So that was great, always a good memory. And probably the hardest workout I've ever done cardio-wise was here in Aliyah. It was another throwdown, the first one that I did here, and it involved all of the machines, running intervals in between, and then it ended with max cow on the echo bike. And I just remember being like on my hands and knees or like holding onto the rig, couldn't breathe. And I looked around after my heat had finished on the second heat and the third heat, and everyone was doing the same thing. So I was like, okay, good, it's not just me. That was tough. Okay, so my favorite has to be handstand walks, wall walks, or handstand push-ups, any variety. And my least favorite is very, very easy to choose. Echo bike. I'm not a massive fan of farmers carries, so with kettlebells. I want to like snatches, but I'll get there one day. Ooh, box stepovers. I hate box stepovers. I used to live in Canada before I lived in Dubai. So I've basically gone from one extreme to another. Super cold, minus 35 degrees, to plus 45 degrees. Sois ton propre héros. Thank you guys.
That wasn't so bad.
Hopefully.